If you were to encounter Bigfoot, what would you do to defend yourself? Assuming you needed defending.
Yeah. Or get out my gun. I would shoot him.
I'd probably take a picture.
Now, would it be from afar or like try to get a selfie?
From afar. Yeah.
And then what?
And then, I don't know. I mean, what else do you do at that point? I guess it depends on if you have cell service or not.
How would you handle yourself?
I would take a picture as well, but I'd kind of be a little cautious because I would consider it a wild animal, so I wouldn't try to get too close, but try to get a clearer photo at least.
Now, let's say Bigfoot was real, and you did encounter Bigfoot. How would you handle that situation?
I'd probably hide, run. I probably wouldn't strike up a conversation. If I had a firearm, I might make use of it.
Hidden within the shadows, throughout tales that span generations, monsters exist in many forms. Explore the folklore, embrace its most important lasting features, and delve into information of the unexpected. These are monster myths. What you know about monsters could save a life, possibly even your own. I need you to help me inform the masses. I'm Kephen Sting, and tonight's Monster Myths features Bigfoot. Last week I got a message on Facebook from Alan B. who wrote, I really want to know more about Bigfoot. Specifically, why do Bigfoot sightings continue if they aren't true? I see what you're saying. Why do they continue? I mean, what propels their stories? Is it sightings or mania? I don't think there's a simple answer for this, but it got me thinking. You see, I'm already predisposed to believing in monsters. I come from another dimension where no one would dispute whether monsters exist or not. So I understand what it feels like to be an outsider to conventional reason. But let's take this Bigfoot legend apart from the beginning. You see, cryptozoology is the study of hidden animals, and creatures that fit into this science are commonly labeled cryptids. Now, these are either unknown animals or animals that were thought to be extinct but still exist. You know, I found that the term cryptid has only been around in this dimension since 1983. Oh, it's true, and Bigfoot is a quintessential example of a cryptid, possibly the most famous in all of North America. One thing most researchers can agree on is that all Bigfoot sightings seem to depict a hulking gorilla-type creature with a sloped head and hunched back, long arms swinging, and a skunky, rank odor. And it could have black, dark brown, or reddish fur all over its body. Now, much of what is known about its appearance is learned from the first attempts at documenting its existence. Now, in 1958, construction worker Jerry Crew's picture was taken by a Northern California newspaper, the Humboldt Times, holding a plaster cast of one of the many footprints he found in Bluff Creek Valley. Now, these prints measured 16 inches long and 7 inches wide. Estimations put the height of the creature between 6 and 10 feet tall. This was also the first time the term Bigfoot was used in connection with this specific cryptid. 9 years later, Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin took the first footage of the creature with a 16mm Cine Kodak camera. This 60-second film arguably became the most scrutinized piece of video ever made, and to this day has never been conclusively debunked. Now keep in mind, these days it's generally understood that this legend has existed centuries before there was a single name attributed to the creature. it seems like most cultures around the world have accounts of human-like bipedal giants in their folk history. You've heard of names like Sasquatch, the abominable snowman, the Yeti, Almas, the Yowie, and the skunk ape, among others. Well, there are currents of thought that suggest all of these sightings are related, which is crazy to think about. However, it wasn't until the late 1950s when North American reports were linked with the other worldwide traditions of these kinds of creatures. But I do think it's interesting to keep in mind the fact that 1/3 of all these sightings come from the Pacific Northwest of America. Now, that puts these sightings into a regional perspective. Does it suggest real occurrences of encounters, or merely illustrate where the general popularity of this folklore occurs? Certainly the region affects how and when these stories tend to perpetuate, but they are in no way mutually exclusive. Now, for a time, some cryptozoologists tried to explain this creature as being a species linked to the modern human, Homo erectus. It was referred to as Gigantopithecus blacki. Now, if I'm mispronouncing that, forgive me, this ain't my dimension. But research later showed that this species being analyzed actually walked like a baboon on feet and knuckles and would have been over 10 feet tall, not bipedal like the Bigfoot reports. Now, here's something I didn't expect. There's several new theories that expand the research to new degrees. No, I'm not talking about Bigfoot erotica. Thank you, Elena, for that suggestion. Actually, there's a growing suspicion among cryptozoologists that the creature is one of a group of Sasquatch, a tribe, if you will. And these particular sightings speak not of violent beasts, but of a benevolent being. Now, according to these accounts, these Sasquatch speak telepathically, and apparently are environmentalists in the sense that they communicate with those they deem respect the forest, which is a fascinating theory, right? Now, I wonder if this depiction is influenced by your current global climate worries. What do you think? Do you project your worries onto it, or are these legitimate characteristics of a sentient being? And that isn't all. Even more recent lore suggests that the Sasquatch are actually a kind of interdimensional interloper who can teleport themselves throughout various places in the world, thus attempting to explain their scattered worldwide sightings. This speculation is quite removed from the simplistic hairy ape concepts from the past. I suspect that this particular being would be very intelligent and have had the savvy to have evaded civilization all this time. They would be crafty characters, to say the least. Now, let's say you meet up with a real-life Bigfoot. How could you even begin to defend yourself? I mean, they're larger and stronger than most humans. I imagine one of them could probably pull your limbs off if they wanted to. However, if they are the environmentalist type I described earlier, that could make a difference, especially if they're telepathic. You'd have to hurry up and think about planting a tree on Arbor Day or something. Now, from my Facebook page, one of my inconstant readers suggested I have a baby in my arms and hope that Bigfoot's motherly instincts might kick in. Now, personally, I'm still in favor of running away as being your or my first option. So what do these depictions say about you? If these aren't legitimate sightings, what's their purpose? This lore doesn't simply exist to scare children into going to bed on time. What's the consensus out there? Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
You've never had any type of encounter with any questionable creatures?
No, I believe in a lot of different things, but Bigfoot is not one of them.
How about you?
It's kind of hard to say. I kind of lean towards yes, but you never know.
This is Kephen Sting. We're at Elena Beloy's house for a fabulous Halloween party. That'll explain our next guest's costume. And you are, sir?
My name is Danny Carapedian. I don't normally dress like this.
Now, we're talking about monster myths. Now, do you believe in Bigfoot?
I would say there's no evidence to deny Bigfoot's existence, but we don't really have evidence that confirms Bigfoot's existence. I can neither confirm nor deny my belief.
When I was younger, I definitely did. Definitely believed in it when I was younger.
And what name did you call him? Did you call him Bigfoot or
Sasquatch.
one of the others?
Sasquatch.
Excellent.
I could believe in Bigfoot. I feel like if I was shown enough facts and evidence and stuff, I could totally buy into that.
No. Absolutely.
I've never had an encounter with him, but I think there's enough evidence out there to conclude that it's possible that Bigfoot is out there just on the fringes of society, just on the edges of where civilization ends.
Of course not. No.
No, so you've never had any type of encounter that may question it.
I've run into a few hobos, but not Sasquatch. No.
So how would you explain all the sightings that happen year after year for decades and decades if there is no Bigfoot?
I just feel like some people spend too much time in the woods and they go crazy.
I don't know, maybe something huge is out there, like some sort of animal that just isn't touched by nature or something like that is out there leaving these prints, or it just could be some crazies that aren't a part of society and this kind of like, you know, remote.
Same principle as aliens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we haven't seen them yet, you know, we're just a speck.
Now, if you happen to come face to face with Bigfoot, what do you think you would do to defend yourself? Assuming you need defending.
I would probably just say a little prayer at that point in time. I'm pretty sure that I'm not fast enough to outrun anything, so.
Part of the Bigfoot legend is that he smells really bad.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. What do you think Bigfoot smells like?
Fart.
Any particular causation for that flatulence? Is it, you know, because there's, you know...
Well, if they live in the woods, they're probably eating a lot of moss and greenery, and I mean, let's just be real, the vegetation, it's probably not going to produce very good smelling things.
Trash, fish, different dimension smells that smell terrible. Toxic waste, maybe? I've never smelled toxic waste, but maybe.
So why do you suppose that there are Bigfoot sightings all in different parts of the world every year?
Well, I think a couple things. I think people see what they want to see. I think there are enthusiasts who want to believe, and then I think there are people that are skeptical but still open-minded. We're discovering stuff all the time about new species, new types of life that have currently gone undiscovered. So I think both have an effect. Both come into play there.
It's got to be real. I mean, think about it. I mean, how can people see all these things and have all this stuff if it's not? I mean, I know there's a lot of people who fake it out there, but there's a big world out there. I believe something's still out there.
Do you think it's like the same creature that makes its way around the world? Do you believe there's different tribes of Bigfoot that have gone to different areas?
Kind of like a big ape, like a North American great ape. I kind of think that maybe he lives in the woods, he's hard to find and stuff like that. So I think there's more than one out there.
But what about, say, like Yeti or Sasquatch that you find, or the abominable snowmen that are in different areas of the world? Do you believe they all came from the same tribe originally and migrated, or are they actually different creatures?
All of us came off of one. When it was all together, we all came off of one thing, and as the continent split, we all became different people. So I believe it's possible that maybe they've changed and learned to, you know, evolve. I guess I'm not believing in evolution, but sort of say that they kind of evolved for their environment. So yeah, I think it's possible they could be from different. And sort of, you know, all came from one and then sort of evolved in different things.
Have you ever had an actual encounter with Bigfoot?
No. No, I wish I could have, though. That'd be kind of cool.
How would you explain all the Bigfoot sightings that occur year after year?
I wish I was there. I mean, I really wish that I was there. That'd be kind of cool.
I have always kind of played it off to different animal sightings, like almost like a mass hysteria type of thing. But when you see something weird, you play it off to that versus something logical.
So you have given this a lot of thought. Huh?
I have. We
That's
actually
good.
do this a lot.
Oh, really? So why do you suppose there's so many sightings every year?
Because I just believe there's probably actual creatures out there that we don't really know about. So, we haven't discovered everything. So, if there's creatures we haven't discovered in the ocean. So why not in the forest? So you never know.
Well, clearly the verdict is still out on the Bigfoot. But I'm continually fascinated that these stories are told and retold, some for over centuries. I suspect that humans wouldn't continue telling these tales if there wasn't something in them that was useful or had significant meaning to them. Why do you think that is? Feel free to respond in the comments section. Well, for certain, myth entities have affected humanity more than many humans who have lived in real life. And that's why I created this show. As an author and a portal traveler, I've learned that there's always a shred of truth in these legends such as these. I believe it's our job as survivors to be cautious and wary. If there's any chance of real danger out there, you and I need to be informed so that we can protect ourselves. I mean, it amazes me that you aren't all freaking out about these monsters every day. Now, I'd be careful to just outright discount all these Bigfoot myths as bunk. I mean, how is it that so many cultures have a similar Bigfoot tale? Are they all saying the same thing? Is there something about giant, primitive man myths that resonates to our cultures on a deeper level? They can't all be hoaxes, can they? Now, what amazes me is there are organizations that keep track of all the reported Bigfoot sightings. Their websites are worth a look. One of them even breaks down the reports of sightings by state. So this is where I could use your help. People need to be informed, and I think it's our obligation to alert others. Bigfoot maintains itself as being one of the most intriguing monster tales in the world, but I know there's more. Now, write to me in the comments section. Let me know what you think of Bigfoot, and let me know if there's any other monsters you'd like me to present. Oh, and hit the like and subscribing so you don't miss any future episodes. Tales of monsters are vibrant and alive in all cultures. Nothing seems to be stopping them. Stay aware out there, for you never know what could come knocking on your door. I'm Kephen Sting, and this is Monster Myths.